Today, we delve into the tragic death of XXXTentacion. The rapper and singer-songwriter gained a cult following among fans. Despite his controversial public image due to his legal issues, XXX gained mainstream attention with the single "Look at Me" and released 2 albums, which were certified double and quadruple platinum in the US, respectively. However, his life was cut short in 2018 when he was murdered during a robbery in Deerfield Beach, Florida. In this video, we explore the events that led up to his tragic death, the suspects involved, and the trial that followed. We also examine the testimony of witnesses and the controversial actions of fans during the trial. Before we begin, I want to say that I will be referring to XXXTentacion as XXXTentacion or XXX interchangeably. I know that some artists prefer that people use their stage names or nicknames instead of their given names when referring to them. I don't know if XXXTentacion was such an artist, but I want to be as respectful as possible. XXXTentacion, whose real name was Jose Dwayne Ricardo Onfroy, was a rapper and singer-songwriter who gained a cult following among his young fan base with his depression and alienation-themed music, despite his controversial public image. He was born in Plantation, Florida, and spent most of his childhood in Lauderhill. After being released from a juvenile detention center, he started his music career on SoundCloud in 2013, employing unconventional styles and techniques in rap music, drawing inspiration from third-wave emo and grunge. XXX gained mainstream attention with the single "Look at Me" and released 2 albums, which were certified double and quadruple platinum in the US. He faced a variety of legal issues throughout his life, most notably battery charges in 2016. Despite his controversial legacy, some have argued that his perceived improvements in character later in life have made his legacy into a tale of the power of second chances and redemption. On June 18, 2018, XXX went to Bank of America to withdraw money before heading to Riva Motorsports, a dealership in Deerfield Beach, Florida. He was followed by a dark-colored Dodge Journey SUV containing Dedrick Williams, Robert Allen, Michael Boatwright, and Trayvon Newsome. The murder was targeted and not random. Williams spotted XXX's car and called the other perpetrators, saying that they should go into the dealership that XXX had entered to confirm that it was actually him. XXX arrived at Riva Motorsports and entered with his step-uncle. Allen and Williams then followed him inside the store, walked right past him while he was browsing motorcycles, and bought 2 black masks. Half an hour later, XXX left the dealership and was blocked in by the SUV while Newsome and Boatwright demanded property from him. A brief struggle ensued, during which XXX was punched, and Boatwright stole his Louis Vuitton bag and Newsome stole his chain. Boatwright then walked back and shot XXX 6 times, killing him. Paramedics were able to briefly revive a pulse, but it was never regained, and XXX was confirmed dead by the Broward County Sheriff's Office. Dedrick Williams was charged with first-degree murder and probation violation in connection with the death of XXXTentacion and pled not guilty on June 25. During his interrogation, Williams went from denying involvement to expressing remorse. On July 10th, Michael Boatwright was arrested on drug charges and was later charged with premeditated first-degree murder. On July 25th, a third suspect, Robert Allen, was taken into custody and charged with premeditated first-degree murder. On August 7th, Trayvon Newsome was arrested and charged with premeditated first-degree murder and robbery with a deadly weapon. In August 2022, Allen pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in exchange for testimony against the other 3 defendants. In October 2022, Boatwright's attorneys claimed he was incompetent to stand trial, but he was later declared mentally competent. After 5 years, the trial of Michael Boatwright, Trayvon Newsome, and Dedrick Williams began on February 7, 2023. The prosecution claimed that the 3 defendants, along with Robert Allen, tracked and targeted XXX, trapped him in his car, stole his Louis Vuitton bag containing $50,000, and that Boatwright murdered him without provocation. They also stated that the defendants boasted on social media about the cash which they robbed. Defense attorneys for Boatwright, Newsome, and Williams all claimed that their clients were not responsible for the murder and that authorities rushed the investigation. On the first day of the trial, XXX's uncle, Leonard Kerr, testified that he was in the car with XXX and believed that his only chance of survival was to run out of the car when confronted by the suspects. On the second day of the trial, Robert Allen, who had pleaded guilty, testified against the other three defendants. He said he had known them for years, with Dedrick Williams being the main planner of the murder. Allen corroborated the prosecution's account, explaining how they tracked XXX to the Riva Motorsports store, confirming it was him, and buying masks for the robbery murder. Allen stated that Boatwright and Newsom were chosen as the gunmen because he and Williams were already on surveillance footage. They waited for XXX, and Boatwright shot him, stealing his gold chain and Louis Vuitton bag containing $50,000. The four split the money, with Boatwright insisting that Allen get some of it. After they learned of XXX's death, Boatwright crashed the car and they ran away. On the fourth day of the trial, the defense attorneys cross-examined Allen, who admitted he wanted a lighter sentence, but also had remorse for his actions. On February 14th, a fan of XXXTentacion named Scott Barbieux gave testimony, stating that he witnessed the events and corroborated the prosecution's version of events. Barbieux's strange mannerisms during his testimony gained attention on social media. He also admitted to taking a photo of the rapper's dead body, saying that he wanted a memory of his favorite artist. The next day, Dedrick Williams's former girlfriend, Tennille Carter, testified against Williams, stating that he had confessed to orchestrating the robbery and murder of XXXTentacion. She also said that Williams had asked her to write a false affidavit saying that he was not the driver of the murder vehicle. She denied the defense's claims that Drake or the rapper group Migos were involved in the murder. On February 23rd, lead detective John Curcio testified for the prosecution and led the jury through the stages of the investigation. He denied conspiracy theories brought up by the defense regarding any involvement of Drake. Finally, on February 28th, forensic DNA analyst Nicole Enat testified that DNA evidence, including DNA found on the masks used during the murder, was consistent with the defendants. The DNA linked to Dedrick Williams was rarer than 1 in 831 octillion, and DNA linked to Michael Boatwright was rarer than 1 in 929 nonillion. During the third day of the trial, witness intimidation was alleged against Trayvon Newsom by co-defendant Allen and a prison officer. Newsom allegedly yelled at Allen in their holding cells, calling him a police-ass N-word, working for the white man, and a sellout, in an attempt to influence Allen's testimony. The prosecution viewed this as an act of witness intimidation. On February 9, 2023, Robert Allen testified in court and confirmed details about XXX's murder. Rapper Drake was also ordered to testify on February 27th, and there were reports that he could be charged with contempt of court if he did not appear. Online conspiracy theories accused Drake of being involved in the murder due to lyrics in his songs that were said to allude to or mock XXXTentacion's death. These included lines from I'm Upset and On BS. XXXTentacion had disrespected Drake on Instagram before his death and was shot in the neck or upper torso area. Drake's lawyer appeared in court on February 13, 2023, requesting the cancellation of a deposition. On the sixth day of the trial, February 14, 2023, Robert Allen testified that Drake had not ordered the murder of XXX. Allen confirmed that he and the other three defendants were the only ones involved in planning the murder. The trial judge accepted Drake's lawyer's request to cancel the deposition, and Drake will no longer be requested to appear. The trial ended on March 20, 2023, with all defendants found guilty. After XXX's death, fans and locals created a makeshift memorial with lyrics and messages written in chalk outside the site of the crime. A vigil was held by the owner of Riva Motorsports, where XXX was killed, and hundreds of people attended, forcing the street to close. A walk between XXX's fans also took place. Fans also created a memorial outside XXX's house in Parkland, Florida. The creator of the podcast, No Jumper, Adam Grandmaison, held a memorial in front of his BMX retail store in Los Angeles, which grew to over 1,000 people and was dispersed by police using rubber bullets and tear gas. XXX's open casket service was held at the BB&T Center in Sunrise, Florida, and his private funeral was attended by rappers Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty, and Denzel Curry. XXX's posthumous music broke Taylor Swift's Spotify single-day streaming record, and one of his albums returned to the top 5 on the Billboard charts. His single, Sad, topped the Billboard Hot 100, making him the first artist to do so posthumously since the Notorious B.I.G. in 1997. Singer Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas wrote a song dedicated to XXX titled 6/18/18. Were you a fan of XXXTentacion? If so, how did his death affect you? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say. Also, consider giving this video a like if you liked it. That really helps with the algorithm. Additionally, consider subscribing to the channel for more true crime. Till next time, signing off. This has been Christina.